welcome to Ellen's Crochet channel. Take two. It's Saturday, January 17th, 2025, and I went through a whole big spiel and nothing was recording. My phone did an update this weekend. I think it was Friday night or last night or the night before. And, you know, when they do those updates, you can never find anything right. Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. So welcome to my channel. New and returning subscribers, I appreciate you coming back, leaving comments, and all that good stuff. So today's video is an update. On Thursday, I posted a video and I mentioned that I was going to be using this beautiful yarn from Crystal, Bag O' Days hand-dyed, magnificent color of seaweed, and actually she has it back in stock. This is a superwash merino, yak, and silk 3-weight. Just beautiful yarn. I just love working with it. So I saw this free pattern on Ravelry, and it's the Chevron lace cardigan. I will put a link below. I forget what the designer's name is, but I will link it below. And several of my subscribers said, oh, they always wanted to do a Chevron cardigan. So I did put a comment and I said, after I started it, I put a comment in that video to recommend that you read the reviews before you go ahead, especially if you have not worked a wearable before, or you feel like you're unsure. I've made many wearables. I've made my own wearables. I've followed patterns, tutorials, and I feel very comfortable making changes. So that being said, the pattern, the size, there's many things I question about the pattern because it says that the finish gives 4 different finished chest sizes, and it said the pattern is designed to be close fitting with 0 ease, which is fine. However, the chest sizes are 6 inches between the size patterns. So there's a 33 size finished size chest. Finished chest size, 36 inches, 42 inches, and 48 inches bust. So I thought 36 is a little small, especially if you're going to be, you know, it's a cardigan, you may be wearing it over something. And the pattern is saying 0 ease. I said, I'm going to go up to 42. The pattern did call for a 6mm crochet hook. With a 3-weight yarn. I generally crochet a little loose, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna go down to a 5.5. Since I picked a larger size, I'm gonna go down to a 5.5mm crochet hook. And I worked up a swatch and I met gauge, and that's not something I generally do. I don't generally swatch and gauge, you know, because I can tweak. But I said, you know what, for this beautiful hand-dyed yarn, I'm gonna swatch and tweak. I'm gonna make a swatch. I will have to tweak, but we'll talk about that later. So I swatched, and I also did the first 5 rows. Okay, this is the beginning yoke, and you know, it just did not look right. I felt that where the cardigan would meet was, yeah, something just wasn't right. So I thought, that's when I put the comment in that video to hold off if you plan on doing this, because several of my subscribers, you know, are interested in doing the Chevron cardigan. Okay, it is a raglan. It's in a raglan form. So I said, oh, you know, this beautiful yarn, I don't want to make something that's not going to work out. Although you can always, you know, frog it back, you know. But I didn't want to go through all that work, and I said, oh, maybe I'll just find another pattern. And then I thought, I started reading the reviews, and I saw many photos on Ravelry. Many have completed this pattern. And I thought, you're gonna make it work. So what I did was I went up to the 6mm crochet hook size, which was recommended, and I went down to the 36 bust. Okay, this is just the beginning yoke. Okay, we'll have to go, I'll have to bring it down to join underneath the arm. But I do see, Nellie said, bring me out. Nellie was a little angry. And I talk about my mannequin like it's a person, but those of you who know. But so it does seem to be falling correctly now. And this is wool yarn, so it can be blocked. And I think it will work up fine. I still do have many questions about the pattern. So if you are going to work it up, if you want to wait until I finish my cardigan, where, because I do believe I may have to make some tweaks. I don't know when I'll finish it, but I would say within 2 weeks this will be done. But so my thoughts now, if you have started it, okay, after you do the yoke, the first 5 rows, you're supposed to have, for the size that I originally started, should have had 200 stitches. Not this size should have had 160. So even though this looks like it's a lot of stitches, I counted them and they're not 200 stitches. And and then I kind of looked at it and I realized she's counting chains, the chains between, where you increase as a stitch. I don't generally count the chains as a stitch. So, and if you don't count your chains as a stitch, because, a lot of patterns will read how many double crochets you did and how many chains you did. I believe she's adding them together when she's saying, in parentheses, the stitch count. So that's just a tidbit if you are looking at the pattern. This is a free pattern on Ravelry, so I'm not giving anything away. I will link it below and you can go and find this pattern for free. It's a free download. So right now I'm happy. I'm thinking it's going to work out. I probably will do some tweaks, especially for the sleeve and, eventually where I join for the body. But yeah, so far so good. Of course, it will have a little band in the front to join. And I think it's working out lovely. This yarn is back in stock on Crystal Bagaude's Etsy shop if you are interested, because I had originally purchased all that she had. Because I knew I wanted to make a wearable, and you want to make sure if you are making a wearable that you have enough before you begin your project to complete it. And I think I have enough. I don't know, I may go order another 1 or 2 because I may want to make something else with this. I love the color, and I'm generally not somebody who wears green, and there's a reason for that. So I went to private school, and our uniforms were green, and with my white Irish legs, green knee socks was not becoming. So yeah, but I've it's kind of growing on me in my old age. But this is absolutely fabulous color. My camera is not doing it justice because it's a cloudy day and my lighting isn't the best. I don't have my ring light on because it kind of bothers me. So, okay, that's my update to my Chevron lace cardigan. I will be bringing more updates as I go further, but I thought it was important. I promised my subscribers that were interested in doing this pattern, I wanted to give my thoughts. So my thoughts are: make a swatch, do the yoke, see how it feels. You may have to go up or down a size depending on your tension and the yarn that you choose. So that's my little tidbit for today. Okay, so on to one other thing I wanted to talk about. Lisa from Happy to Hook Creations is doing a crochet along. And it's, let me bring it up here so I can say what it is. It's the Famous Artist Crochet Along. And this month they're doing a Van Gogh painting, okay? And it's Starry Night. So the yarn that you would choose would have those colors. I'm gonna link her channel below if you could go watch her video, and she'll tell you the parameters of the crochet along if you want to join in. And of course, when I saw it, I got all excited. So I love artists. I love Van Gogh, Monet, you know, all of them. Renoir. I have to say Monet and Renoir have been my favorites since the 5th grade. Yeah, so in the 5th grade, we had, school was different then. You know, you had art, handwriting, that's something that you don't have, penmanship, different things. I did go to a private school, but in any case, art. I could remember being in the 5th grade and my teacher having these little cards with all, you know, all the artists. I love Impressionists. And yeah, so kind of, you know, I do enjoy going to art museums. And when I saw this Famous Artist Crochet Along, I said I have to participate in that one. And it was Starry Night, and I thought, look what I have. I have hand-dyed Van Gogh, the Starry Night. Okay, this was created by Crystal, none other than Crystal Bagodet. And I said, oh, I'm so glad I haven't used this yet. And I actually may have to order one more, or maybe even two, because she has them back in stock. This here, beautiful yarn. Okay, Starry Night. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna make yet for the crochet along. I'm just showing what yarn I'm gonna use. Go, if you wanna join in on the Famous Artist Crochet Along, because, you know, Van Gogh is a famous artist, and my favorite artist right now is Crystal with her beautiful hand-dyed. So, yes, Lisa, Happy to Hook Creations. I'll link her below if you want to join in on a fun crochet along. And I love her channel. She's so sweet. So that's it. That's my video. I'm off to do some errands. I need to mail out the winnings to Connie for my pop-up gift away. It's in the mail today, Connie. Hopefully you'll have it by the end of next week. You know, who knows? Mail is crazy. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my little update. I hope you will join in on the crochet along for the Famous Artists. You can use any yarn, I believe. You know, just use the colors of the Van Gogh Starry Night painting. And join in on the fun. And that's it. Already 14 minutes in. Oh, have a great day, everyone. I hope everyone enjoys their weekend. I will try and do a video tomorrow for Sunday. I do have a few other things to gab about, but I need to get out and do my errands before the frozen precipitation starts. Take care. Have a great one, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.